Guys, what do you do when it seems like everybody is just lying to you? You know, everybody that you've been raised to trust and to listen to and believe in. And it seems like there's this unnatural push to make you do something that you don't believe in your heart and in your gut is the right thing for you. Like when everything starts to close in on you and it starts to narrow down, like what do you do, when people are not giving you a choice anymore but to join? A certain generation of us, as a matter of fact, many of us were raised to think for ourselves. Many of us were raised to not cave to peer pressure. You have like so many PSAs from back in the day where they talked about that. Peer pressure can get you into all types of trouble. It can make you commit crimes. It can make you do drugs. It can make you do all types of things and bad decisions. You're raised to critically think. And it's funny because I remember a long time ago when I was asking one of my son's teachers about Common Core. I said, do you have any, reservations about Common Core, education? And this is not an anti-Common Core thing, Common Core curriculum that's going on in the public school system. And I remember she said, very, very calmly, they don't teach critical thinking anymore. Not my words. Those were her words. I wasn't even expecting to hear that. I was thinking more like math and science and stuff. But, especially math. The way they go about math and Common Core is fucking way out there. But like I said, this isn't about that. Yeah, but she said they don't teach critical thinking. And that's always going to stick with me because I was like, wow, so I knew then that I had to go out of my way to teach this to my son, the best that I can anyway. And it is a challenge because they're not getting this at school. This is definitely something that you have to learn at home. So previous generations were taught that, not to cave to peer pressure and to think for ourselves and to think critically and objectively. But if you look at the way this whole jab thing is being pushed on people, you realize that it really depends on the public's inability to think critically. What they're really, really appealing to more than anything else is shaming tactics, uh, just the whole idea of obey and comply, incentives, and I want to talk about this, guys, because I saw something yesterday that was just so surreal. I just wanted to get your opinion on it. What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Now, let's get into this, guys. I saw this video, and it's funny because I was watching a video about something else, but I was busy. I'm listening on my headset, and I had autoplay on, so it just went off into a different video after that video was over. I guess it hit the Forbes Breaking News YouTube channel. All right, Forbes Breaking News. I will leave a link in the description. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing Mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio. Right, so Mayor Bill de Blasio comes on, and he's reading a comic, or he's pretending to read a comic, right? Just fucking straight up lying, He's holding the comic up to the camera, and you can see his eyes are like over there. But then, when it pans out, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You caught me reading this comic. Oh, it's so exciting. I didn't even know the cameras were rolling." Fucking lying. He starts off with some bullshit. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter because, as it turns out, he's talking to your kids, our kids. And he's got this Marvel Avengers comic. Good look, Marvel. You're allowing your product. See, this is the reason why shit like Comic Gate exists. You know what I mean? Imagine producing a comic, and it turns out only the vaccinated can get it. All right, only vaccinated kids. All right, so yeah, you heard right. He's got an exclusive Avengers comic, limited edition, that is only being offered to kids who get the jab. All right, so it's like, yo, it doesn't matter what what reason you might have for not getting it. You could be a sick kid. This is like that whole Make-A-Wish fund. You can only get the prizes and all that stuff only if you're jabbed. You know, it doesn't matter. The kid could have some pre-existing condition that, you know, maybe his parents or her parents are, you know, religious, you know, or conscientious objectors or whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. Maybe they have natural immunity. But, oh, we're not talking about that shit at all, right? Even though the science keeps coming out more and more each day. Don't believe me. You know, for the people who come into the comment section inevitably wanting to argue with me, I'm not going to argue with you, dude. If you want to get the jab, get the jab. You're not the one who's being fired from your job. All right. You're not the one who's being banned from businesses and restaurants and all that stuff. Go on, do what you want. Get the jab. The unfairness, the injustice is happening to people who are exercising their free speech. So fuck you. All right. You're not the one who's being told screw your freedoms. You're not the one who's being told to hell with your freedom. All right. You are complying. So you should have no issue. You're complying, you're getting the jab, you're getting the so-called protection that comes from it, even though the CDC themselves say that the protection has now dropped from 90-something% to below 66%. All right. You know, but they're saying it's fully effective. They're still telling that lie. You know, even though the CDC on their website says that the jab has dropped in effectiveness because of the so-called variant, you know, and future variants that come along. Meanwhile, natural, robust immunity adapts to those variants. Now, nobody is saying to go out and try to get this virus, you know, at all. That is never my point. You know, there is a place for the jab. I am not anti-jab. I'm just not. I'm anti-jab for me. But there are certain age groups that need this. There are certain risk groups that need this, okay, who haven't had the virus. It just so happens that I have, okay? So I make a different decision for me and my son, all right? But, of course, my son, you know, who's been a lifelong Marvel fan, has been totally disqualified from all of these things that de Blasio is talking about, right? And somehow we're thinking that this continues to be cool. Not only did he offer this comic, this exclusive comic, but he also offered video games, certain access, you know, passes to these video games. You can play in the tournament. You can get $100 incentive. You know, all of these things they're talking about. School, you can get free school supplies and backpacks. After a while, this fucking started to remind me of, you know what it reminded me of? Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel. You know, where you're fattening up the kids. You know, you're just giving them shit. You know, meanwhile, you're just ignoring the fact that, you know, if this was really something that was good for them or whatever, just like everything else, you would talk to them. You know, you would have those PSAs like I was talking about earlier, where you would give them the information to make informed decisions, showing that you believe in their ability to reason, you know, and all those things that you don't really, you know, encourage anymore. You know, but this is what's going on, guys. Never mind the fact that in the past, you trusted parents to do their job. You know, so if you were releasing the right information, you were releasing, you know, all of the adverse reactions that have been going on to these jabs, you were just letting people know the exact risk instead of letting them have to find out from family members and friends of friends who had this reaction and that reaction. And then our leaders still get on TV and still tell us that it's 100% safe and you need to take this, otherwise you can lose your job. Something is wrong. And the downvotes on that video prove that something is wrong. Right now it's sitting at, I mean, it's not even getting a lot of views, actually. You know, this thing right now is something at, what is it? Hold up, guys. Let me get this for you because I want you to see exactly what I'm talking about, right? All right. Hold on. It's got only 445 views. It came out 18 hours ago. 445 views. 1 upvote to 39 downvotes. All right, doesn't have a lot of views as it is, you know, but they don't have a lot of subscribers on that channel. But you can see that a lot of people are not going for this. You know what I mean? 1 upvote to 39, you know, downvotes. You know, and then, of course, you have the, you know, the comments in here. Nobody is appreciating what Mayor de Blasio was talking about. This is the same guy that just locked down New York, by the way. You know what I mean? Where I'm from, I'm ashamed to say. You know, so, yeah, never mind educating the parents and letting the parents make an informed decision for their kids. They're not doing that. They want to appeal straight to the kids. Like I said, Hansel and Gretel style. But you know what Hansel and Gretel was about. You know, it was about a trap. And that's the way it's starting to feel. You know, there are certain people in this world who love messing with kids who use tactics like this. You know, oh, I have video games. I have a puppy. I lost a puppy. You can help me. Trapping the kids. That's the way it sounds to me. That's the way it feels to me. But, you know, I don't know. I'm going to leave that link in the description so you guys can check out what I'm talking about. You know, leave it in the comment, whatever. I want you to see this, all right? And I just want you to, you know, I know that there's a lot of people out here who's, you know, you want to take the jab, and like I said, that's fine. That's fine. You know, we're going to totally ignore the fact that Israel is much more jab than we are, but over 50% of those people who took that jab in Israel, taking the Pfizer, you know, they are in the hospital. They got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it seems to me like the numbers are not bearing it out. The science that you guys like to follow so much is not fucking bearing it out. The action that's being taken, you know, the lockdowns, the restrictions, the fucking mandates, and they know this. You know, Fauci, he knows this. When he gets on camera, looks directly in the camera and fucking lies to all of us and shit, man. He knows what's going on over there. He has better information than we do. You know, but once again, just keep on following, keep on obeying, keep on complying. You know what I mean? That's what's going on, guys. But I just wanted to point that out, you know, so once again, you make up your own mind, you know, what you think it is. You know, you think it's a good thing, that's fine. Then you make the right decision for yourself. You make the right decision for your family. But even if you do have your papers in order for a while, because after a while, you're going to have to renew them, of course. You know, otherwise you will find yourself in that category as well of restrictions and everything. You know, this is something that's going to keep on going periodically. It's not going anywhere. That's another fucking lie that they tell us. Look it up. Animals can carry the virus. That means it's not going anywhere. Okay, look it up. Don't believe me. Deer were found to be carrying the virus out in the wild. They're not getting the jab. They're not wearing the mask. It's not going anywhere. You can keep blaming the so-called unvaccinated all you want. It's all bullshit. Okay, but get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this. Take a look at that video. Tell me if you get the same eerie, creepy vibes that I do. And as always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Catch me on Twitter. If not, I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you guys for listening. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.